Let me ask you something. What's more expensive? Buying a waterfront home that looks like a dream, or owning one that quietly drains your bank account for the next 10 years? A lot of people worry that waterfront in Jacksonville has gone from investment goldmine to beautiful money pit, especially with the changing prices, insurance, and storm risk. Today we're going to break this down in plain language. Are Jacksonville waterfront homes still a smart investment in 2026? Or has the math changed? We'll talk prices, appreciation, trends, risk, and how to avoid buying a property that looks great on Instagram but keeps you up at night. Let's start with the big picture. Jacksonville has one of the most diverse waterfront markets in Florida. We have riverfront homes along the St. Johns, intracoastal waterway properties, coastal and beach-adjacent homes near Jacksonville Beach and Atlantic Beach. Each of these behaves like its own little market. A historic riverfront home in Avondale or Ortega attracts a different buyer than, say, a newer intracoastal home in San Pablo or the Isle of Palms, even though they're all waterfront. That's why you'll hear me use the term micro-market a lot. Values and appreciation can look very different just a few miles apart, depending on whether you have deep water or shallow water access, how high the property sits and what flood zone it's in, and honestly, the quality of the view, open river, marsh, canal, or just a peak of water. So when we talk about appreciation, it's not one blanket trend. It's really several overlapping stories. Let's talk numbers and trends in plain English. From around 2019 through the peak years, Jacksonville home prices climbed dramatically, and waterfront often outperformed the broader market because of lifestyle demand and limited supply. By 2025, the overall Jacksonville market started shifting into a more balanced phase. Median prices held relatively steady while inventory rose, which gave buyers more choices and more negotiating power. Waterfront followed a similar pattern, but with more volatility. Prime, well-located waterfront has stayed resilient, especially in desirable coastal and beach-adjacent areas, where prices continue to see modest gains, roughly in the mid-single digits. At the same time, properties with issues like older bulkheads, lower elevations, or big deferred maintenance, those started to feel more price pressure. Instead of double-digit annual jumps, we're seeing some of those homes flatten out or even adjust down slightly as buyers factor in repairs and rising holding costs. So the story right now is strong but more selective appreciation. There are a few major forces shaping waterfront values in Jacksonville right now. First, lifestyle demand. People are still very willing to pay a premium to boat in their backyard, to watch the sunset over the river, or walk to the beach. I mean, that is the life a lot of people desire. Coastal and beach area homes in our region have continued to see price growth because that lifestyle is in such high demand. Second, the limited supply. We can build more houses, but we can't create more true waterfront. There are only so many lots with good depth, good access, and good views. That built-in scarcity is a big reason why prime waterfront has held value even as the broader market softened. Third, insurance and climate resilience. This is a wild card. Flood maps, property insurance premiums, and storm risk are on every serious buyer's checklist now. Elevated homes, newer roofs, Solid bulkheads and seawalls and hurricane-resistant features aren't just nice to have anymore. They directly impact what buyers are willing to pay. And finally, development and infrastructure. As different parts of Northeast Florida see more investment, whether that's road improvements, downtown projects, or coastal amenities, nearby waterfront areas can pick up appreciation tailwinds simply because they become more accessible and more desirable over time. All of these pieces work together to decide whether a waterfront property becomes goldmine or a very expensive headache. If you're thinking about buying waterfront in Jacksonville as an investment, here's how I'd approach it. First, focus on fundamentals over flash. A pretty kitchen is nice, but what really protects your value long-term is elevation and flood zone, condition of the seawall or bulkhead, the type of water access. Can you actually use a boat there comfortably? A home that's structurally sound, well situated, and just needs cosmetic updates often offers better upside than a gorgeous but low-lying home that's expensive to insure and maintain. Second, be smart about where you enter the market. Some investors do very well buying in slightly less obvious areas, places with good water access and lifestyle appeal, but not at that very top of the price ladder. Those properties can offer more reasonable entry prices, with room for appreciation as buyers get priced out of the most expensive neighborhoods and start looking one or two areas over. Third, consider income potential. Even if you don't plan to run a short-term rental, long-term rentals or corporate relocation rentals can perform well in attractive waterfront communities, especially for professionals and families relocating to Jacksonville who want to test drive the waterfront lifestyle before buying. This isn't about chasing the absolute cheapest deal. It's about buying a property that will still look like a smart decision 10 years from now. If you already own waterfront in Jacksonville and you're thinking about selling, your strategy matters more in this balanced market. Buyers today are cautious but serious. They're willing to pay for quality, but they want proof. The homes that are moving fastest and at the strongest prices are turnkey and very well maintained, up to date on roofs, windows, and major systems, transparent about flood, insurance, and home's history. If your home needs work, you still have options. You can price it just below similar updated homes to attract a broader pool of buyers, or tackle the most important repairs like bulkhead issues or big deferred maintenance, so buyers feel more comfortable paying closer to top of the market. And remember, you're not just selling square footage, you're selling a waterfront lifestyle. I'm big on promoting lifestyle when selling a home. Things like sunrise or sunset views. Those are different with every home. Boat access and travel time to the ocean. Walkability to restaurants, to marinas, to parks. When I market a waterfront property, I make sure that lifestyle story is front and center, because that's where buyers emotionally connect. And that's what often pushes them to say, yes, this is it. So, is Jacksonville Waterfront an investment goldmine or a money pit? The honest answer is, it can be either. The difference is in the details: the location, the construction, the flood risk, the insurance, and the price you pay going in. For thoughtful buyers and sellers who take those things seriously, waterfront here can absolutely be a powerful long-term wealth builder and a lifestyle upgrade at the same time. If you're considering buying or selling a waterfront property in Jacksonville and you'd like a calm, data-driven look at your options, I'd love to help. Reach out to me. Let's go over your specific property, your time frame, and whether it makes sense to move now or to wait. If this video was helpful, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, and share it with somebody who's been talking about one day living on the water. I'm Amanda Bolwell, your Jacksonville Waterfront Realtor.